Hi, everybody. This is Hondo Carpenter from Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation, the Las Vegas Raiders insider, part of the Fans First Sports Network. We are now bringing in a number one draft pick, 11th overall, had an amazing career playing for the Vikings, finished up in the Natty. But he's a guy, I got to tell you how much I love Trae. I have said this hundreds of times. I got to meet him when he was in high school, and his mom and dad are two of the most amazing humans that you'll ever meet in your life. And when you're a parent of a big time recruit, so many parents want to make it about them, and they never did. And he got to school. He was all about his education and being a great football player. The one and only, the great Trae Waynes. Trae, how are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
It's good to talk to you again. It's good to be with you. Before we get started, as you know, I'm an avid outdoorsman. I love to hunt and fish. I cannot let you get out of here without, and you didn't ask me to do this. I'm doing it because I want to, without talking about Love the Grind TV. Tell everybody about what you're doing.
Um, Man, I mean, I don't, where do you want me to even start? Yeah, so, that came from, our hunting outfitter. That's initially what started it. And I mean, it's basically, Love the Grind TV is basically, I mean, yeah, I really don't know where to start. Um, so we started Homegrown Outfitters, and, we knew early on that we would have success just because of, the people we were bringing in, the strategy that we had. And, with that success came, opportunities. And one of the opportunities was, Love the Grind TV. And it initially started out as, just a YouTube platform. And a lot of what that was basically just showing, um, you know, everybody, and especially guys like me, or guys that were newer to hunting and just or had questions that you know you don't really have to be or go by the standard of what hunting is. And because a lot of people don't have 100 of acres, a lot of people weren't given the opportunity to hunt at a young age. So it's like what we did is we showcased that you can have success with a 10-acre food plot, and just stuff like that. And we just wanted to show people what we did and how we felt like we were changing the hunting industry. And then off that YouTube platform we continued to grow. And then like I said before, more opportunities came and a television show was presented as well. So
That's awesome. I got to tell you, I love watching the pictures when you take the kids out looking for sheds.
yeah, I
I,
mean, yeah, they enjoy it. It's kind of like our adult Easter egg hunt too, so we get a little kick out of it.
Well, Trae, I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be your friend. I'm proud of the man you are, the character you are, tremendous husband and father. And I wanted to get your perspective because you competed against Davante Adams. You
Yeah.
you know what that guy is like, and I
Mhm.
think he's the best receiver in the National Football League. A lot of good ones. I think he's the best. I was talking to Drew Stanton the other day, and I think he's on pace to be a Larry Fitzgerald, to be a Calvin Johnson type guy. Can you give me your perspective? Because you were an elite corner that was on the field with him. What are your thoughts on Davante?
I mean, I think you basically covered it.
Or
No,
what?
I think you basically covered it. He's an amazing receiver. He's a good guy too. Because like you said, we were competing against each other when he was in Green Bay, when I was in Minnesota. So I covered him, quite a bit. Um, but I think he was also, put in a really good situation with Aaron Rodgers too, because I think that helped elevate his game and push him to, basically, the next level. I mean, he was always a competitive guy and probably always had that drive. But, as you saw when I was at Michigan State, I had to be pushed too, and Quez was that guy to push me. And, I feel like Rodgers was, that for Davante, and I think that just accelerated his success.
I'm curious because not every guy is like you. They come in the 11th overall selection, the big dog, I mean, the best corner in the draft that year, arguably. And a lot of guys come in, and I don't think fans understand, Trae. that when a player gets to the NFL, I mean, he's already elite. I don't care if he's a undrafted free agent or a first rounder, they're already elite. But can you talk about the maturing process that defensive backs go through? Because no matter how good you are in college, there's a learning curve in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, it was for me. It was it was a little harder just because um, the style that I came from at Michigan State was very aggressive, and that's what they taught us. From the second I got in the door, and college lets you play a little more aggressive, and college lets you play, and once you get to the next level, it's you can't really do too much. I mean, it's very ticky tacky with the calls and stuff like that. So it's like you're not able to really be as aggressive.
Mm.
So I mean, for me, I think that was the biggest learning curve outside of the playbook, just because it's like I think it was like my first preseason game we had. It was like the Hall of Fame game or something, and yeah, I was playing how I normally played at Michigan State, and I got smacked with like 3 or 4 penalties or something. Like, holy cow! I was like, I'm just playing what I was taught, and we can't barely touch these guys anymore. And the rules changed a little bit too, but that was a big adjustment. But another thing for me was also learning the playbook. Like when I first got to Michigan State, I was like, holy cow! Like they threw this huge playbook in front of us. I'm like, I'm never gonna learn this. But once I understood and got comfortable with the playbook, it allowed me to play faster and be able to play with everybody else on the field rather than just worrying about my singular job, at corner. And the same thing was I felt like that when I got to the NFL. Like I never got to college and I never got to the NFL like, yup, like I'm gonna just walk on the field and just have success. Like I knew there's a learning curve. I knew there was things that I had to adjust to, and that's kind of just how I approached it. But unfortunately, a lot of people think first round draft pick, you're an automatic starter, you're automatically having success, and it's like, well, I never approached things that way. It was always like, let me understand what I'm getting into, let me get comfortable, and let me figure it out on my end so I can have success rather than just jumping face first into the fire and hoping for the best. But
All right,
everybody's
fair
different.
enough.
Some guys can do that. Some guys can just jump out there and, you know, off of the natural ability or just instinct or whatever, just maybe they learn the playbook faster. They can just do that, but it's, not everybody's the same. And for me, like I took, more of the methodical approach to things. And that was college and NFL too.
Trae, the Raiders run a defense very similar to what you played at Michigan State. They want their corners on an island. They want them
Hmm.
out there to just go out and play your spot and go. I'm curious, as a guy that did it so well, that you were one of the best in America, what is it, especially in the NFL, that makes playing corner on an island so difficult?
Covering guys like Davante. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. It's like you're covering some of the best athletes in the world going backwards. And it's like we're already at a disadvantage. And then, with all the rule changes, just puts you more at, disadvantages. So it's like it's already a hard position in itself. And then you just add a whole bunch of other factors into it that just, aren't in your favor. It just makes it a lot more challenging.
Mm. Just one more question from you. Talking to Trae Waynes, 11th overall pick in the NFL draft, great career with the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. More importantly, a great guy, even a better guy, awesome parents, great husband, great kids. Uh, Trae, for you, when you're talking to a lot of young corners, and the Raiders have a lot of them,
Mhm.
and you're giving your advice because you're a guy that played a long time, you played at a high level. What are some things if you were talking to fans, giving them advice about, hey, letting guys develop? What are some things that you look for that you can say, okay, this guy's young, he's going to get better, but this, and this tell you he's going to be really good?
Um, well, that was a loaded question. I guess I would say, well, for one, I don't really talk that many corners because I always said once I'm done playing, I'm getting away from the game just because it's so hectic, and I like just being normal, being at peace, kind of doing my own thing. Because even when I played, I hated the spotlight, I hated the media, like I hated the attention, like I
I
just
know. Remember, I had
I
to
just
interview you
yeah
every day.
yeah
And I'd walk
I
up to
know
you and
yeah
say, Trae, and you're like, man, today, Hondo, please.
yeah yeah, but I mean, so I guess for the fans, yeah, whatever I say is not going to matter because fans are going to think what they want to think anyways, and they're all couch quarterbacks. So, uh, I would just say be patient, man, because it's like I said, it's not an easy thing to do what we do. Because if it was, everybody would do it,
Right.
and it's like some guys take a little longer to develop, some guys don't.
Mm.
What Aaron Rodgers sat the bench for what 4 years before.
Yeah.
So it's just
4.
like not every yeah, and like I said, like just because you get drafted doesn't mean you're going to be a day one Hall of Famer, or a Pro Bowl or whatever. But that's like my thing is like I'm never really too critical when I watch any sports now because I know what a lot of those guys are going through and the sacrifices they're making. So it's like besides dealing with stuff in their particular sport that they're playing. We're people too dealing with it off the field. So it's like, yeah, just because, one of your draft picks isn't, initially what you thought they would be doesn't mean they can't pan out to be. But fans are
Right.
so quick to write players off the second they don't see immediate success.
Makes sense.
But like I said, it's kind of expected, especially coming from people that haven't or don't play the game or understand
Mhm.
really what all goes into it. Um, so then I guess what was another question? How can you
No, I was
tell?
just asking you, and you answered it. I'm trying because
Oh,
I've tried to explain to fans a lot. Everybody is good that gets here. You'll see fans sometimes, and again, I'm not ripping the fans. I say this all the times. They're the only ones that pay to go to the games. You got paid to
no,
be
we got to
there.
pay
I got
too.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
don't get free
And
tickets. We only get 2 free tickets. So if other family wants to come, we got to pay for that too.
and but I always tell them that I think it's you got to understand. A guy may not be playing as well as others, but they're not making starting corners or quarterbacks or running backs that hang on trees. You got to develop them. The best
hmm
franchises develop them, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, you get some exceptions, but not everybody's a Deion Sanders either.
That's true. All right, everybody, listen. Homegrown Outfitters. You got to check them out. Go find them on Facebook. Go find them. It is awesome. You're going to love it. Check out True Grind TV. I just got to ask you real quick. I've got 46 mounts. I think you probably have a lot more than me,
No,
but
you said mounts.
yeah, I have
Well, you got
46
to.
mounts.
No, you're crushing me. Like I didn't grow up hunting. Like it's not something I grew up doing. And when I started, this business venture, like I was still, playing football. So, hunting season's during football season.
Yeah,
So I had like
it's
no
terrible.
time to even go until I actually retired. So I got a couple. I don't got 46. I'm trying to catch up though.
Yeah. Well, I've got a bear, moose, elk, caribou. I got them all, brother. I'll send you some pictures.
There you
It'll
go.
be fun. You got to outdo me now, okay?
I'm trying.
All right, I'm gonna have to swing up there and I want to get a big buck off one of your properties. That'd be a lot of fun. I love
Yeah, no,
looking at
that
it.
would be sweet. We
All right,
actually just
Trey,
got
listen,
our bison mount today, so that was pretty cool.
I saw that. I saw that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Was that
nice.
one you took?
Yeah, yeah, I took it last summer actually. Yeah.
Good for you. Oh man, I'm so proud. Listen, Trey, I've known you so long. I've told you this 100 times off camera. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of the man that you are, the father you've become. I love watching, you and how you interact with your kids. But it goes back. Your parents, two of the most amazing parents I've ever met, came from great stock. Your wife is just a same thing. What
Mhm.
a sweetheart of a lady. You're
Thank
truly
you.
blessed. I appreciate you and your friendship.
Thank you. Same.
All right, buddy. God bless you. Talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.
There he is, the great Trae Waynes. I'm telling you, folks, great player, better guy, just an awesome human being. I just love him dearly.